there's an upcoming Ethereum fork, and it's in September. Ethereum's currently at $330.34 with a $31 billion market cap. $31 billion. My name is Mike Kubera. I welcome you to the channel, and let's talk about some serious money. Is Ethereum going up or is it going down after this hard fork update? So pretty much what we know for sure is that there's going to be significant changes, and what we look at with hard forks in general, it's pretty much an update where it forces everything to kind of change. And whenever there's big change, some people are stubborn and they're not ready for it. And then there's other people who are like, hey, we'll see what happens. And with cryptocurrency, speculation is the most important thing because people predict where the price will go and then they buy or sell based off of that. It doesn't matter whether the changes are good or bad, because even if there's a bunch of good updates and everything's marketed correctly, there can still be one little piece on Reddit or a blog on Medium or a YouTube video or whatever kind of influence that causes the price to suddenly, where there's like a flash crash or just whatever it is. It's all dependent on what the crowd is feeling at the moment. So we're not sure whether this is going to be good or bad news. However, my personal prediction and what a lot of other experts, I'm not an expert by any means, but I was watching other videos from people who proclaim they're saying Ethereum's looking positive. I think long-term cryptocurrencies are looking like they're going to make you a bunch of money. Yeah, investment opportunity of a lifetime. No, but seriously, there's a lot more people to go into Ethereum and Bitcoin and all these major coins. And if we look at Ethereum, it's had an incredible year in 2017. 2018 is going to be amazing for cryptocurrencies. And if we look at Bitcoin versus Ethereum, Bitcoin's been rising like crazy. However, Bitcoin has its fair share of problems. Some of them were solved with Sedgwick. Ethereum, though, is better in so many other ways, though, and I am biased because personally I prefer Ethereum. I think it's the better coin, and there may be a flippening, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. However, with this hard fork, who knows? Maybe it's all up for fair game. But there's a bunch of ERC20 tokens based off of Ethereum, and there's a lot of break-off techs and smart contracts based off of this. And over the past couple of months, we've been seeing a lot of activity. There's been giant volumes. That's why it's one of the major coins here, and it kind of came out of nowhere recently. I mean, like in February. That's not even that long ago. However, with this, we are talking on a day-to-day basis. There's such volatility, especially with Bitcoin. It can go a couple $100 up and down. It's crazy. Currently, it's at 4,300 plus. What happened with Ethereum is last month in July, we saw it kind of go through a little bit of a dip. And with altcoins, currently what's going on is a lot of the money is fluctuating into Bitcoin. The market cap's over $150 billion, and Bitcoin is rising steadily. It peaked at $4,500. Then it went down a little bit, but now it looks like more money's flowing in. There's new investors that want to make more money. There's a bunch of greed. Yes. Ethereum's got a lot of nice things coming its way. The only thing is the team needs to keep its promises, which so far it seems like, everything's on track. The Metropolis hard fork in September is looking good. Let's talk about what Metropolis is going to bring for you. This is in regards to both users of Ethereum, so 90% of you guys probably who are investing and trading with Ethereum and anything based around it. And then, so we're talking about users, but also the developers. So it's nice that the team cares about both sides, because some coin companies forget that, the users are important, but the developers are more important sometimes, because if they rebel, then the price goes down because the users get very frustrated and concerned. And that's speculation there, bang! So you need to care about both sides of the equation, yin and yang. Anyways, So there's going to be, for the developers, easier smart contract programming, while for the users there's going to be more security and anonymity. Also, some of you guys have been probably hearing about this, but Ethereum's current state is proof of work. That is going to be changing from proof of work to proof of stake, which is going to be a little bit better. Proof of stake isn't perfect, but it's better environmentally speaking with GPU and just sustainability for long term. You guys know me. I hate the short-term gratification. Long-term planning is what we need, especially on the blockchain and our decentralized future and cryptocurrencies. So with this baby right here, proof of stake is looking pretty nice. Everything sounds nice. It's really a question of whether the team can deliver. I hope they can, and if they can, the price will most likely go up, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to make a lot of money, and then, it's going to go through a dip because people are going to sell off for the profits, and some people are going to buy their Lamborghinis and Rolexes. It's usual. Welcome to the crypto world. A lot of money to be made. Anyways, probably the most interesting thing from Metropolis is the increased security and anonymity for users. With my background, with the markets and my other channel, I think this is interesting because you guys know Monero isn't really an amazing coin. It's got some weird sketchy stuff with the developers, but the one thing it's really good at is kind of mixing and washing your coins. So if you have a Monero wallet and you transfer from an anonymous account or an anonymous wallet into the Monero wallet, and then you send to another Monero wallet, and then you kind of mix it along, and you kind of lose the sense of the paper trail with Monero. So Ethereum's certainly got its fair bit away from Monero, but a lot of people think that, Bitcoin's anonymous. No, I mean, technically, yeah, it's more anonymous than PayPal or paying with a credit or debit card, but it's definitely traceable. I mean, as we can see over the past couple of years, governments and companies and private investigators have been able to, bust down doors because someone's like, I thought it was anonymous. No, not really. It's not that much more difficult to trace than a debit card or PayPal transaction. It just adds an extra step, but that's nothing. So with this, I don't think Ethereum's going to be changed that drastically. However, it's a good step for the future, and maybe it's going to get more anonymous, more secure. Really what we're talking about with this increased anonymity is ZK snarks, zero knowledge snarks. Which the main thing with this is, first of all, there's a difference between anonymity and security. However, they're related. And with increased security, what the Ethereum team really wants is to prevent hacking from quantum computers. Now, with decentralized futures in mind, quantum computers will be able to throw off encryption as in its current state. So obviously, what we're really afraid of is the future, what's going to happen in 2 years or 5 or 10 or even, the next generation. And we want to prepare for that. Only the paranoid survive sometimes. It's survival of the fittest, my friends. So I think it's good to keep in mind. Cointelegraph is saying that Metropolis will most likely drop the price a little bit because there will be less mining. So there's two things you have to look at. There will be less mining because there's some people who, at the very beginning of this video, I said that they're stubborn. They're just kind of like with Bitcoin, the same thing. There's people who are stubborn and they don't want to adapt to change because change needs to come slowly, sometimes especially if there's too much change. That's actually one of the laws of power. By the way, great book, Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. It's not related to cryptocurrency whatsoever, but you're able to relate it to anything in life. Read that. Anyways, so with mining slowing down, Cointelegraph is saying that it's probably going to drop a little bit. However, that's one side of the coin. The other side is that there will be a bunch of new users who will be interested in Ethereum and just altcoins by that time, where it's like, yeah, the price will most likely kind of, even if it does go down, it'll bounce right back up where people will want to go with it. And in the long term, more users will adopt the platform. So it's great that the Ethereum team's caring about both the users and the developers. They want to make everything easier, faster, better, whatever, right? And already it is beating out the competition, where a lot of tokens, like I said, they're either based on Bitcoin or Ethereum. Like, to make your own token, it's way too much work, right? Remember my ICO video? So a lot of tokens are based off of Ethereum because it's just the better one to go with. If it's based off of Bitcoin, you're kind of like, what are you, a hipster or something? So long term, yeah, Ethereum's got a lot going for it. Most likely it'll go up if the team is able to deliver on their promises and they keep updating and everything goes nice and smoothly. There could be some rumors that suddenly come out or insider trading or whatever happens where suddenly, there's some major world event next month and yeah, this roadmap doesn't go well and they're not able to upgrade. So it could all crash, and you should always do your own fair research if you're interested in Ethereum. Definitely check out other videos discussing Ethereum, check out the developers, look at the updates, look at what the past has looked like, and once you have some knowledge kind of floating around, give it a couple days to just sleep on it and see whether you actually still want to invest in it. And if you do, keep it for the long term. I'd say hold on to it, ignore the FUD because there was a lot of FUD going around, and there still are people in the comments section who are like, it's going to be gone, it's going to be crushed, and if it is, that's fantastic, but the thing is, whenever someone says that, they don't give any counter arguments. They don't say like, oh, it's going to be crushed because this is going to be the better coin and here's why it's better. It's like if someone actually made a detailed response, then I would look into that. But most of these guys are, again, biased because they want Ethereum to go down while whatever coins they're holding on, they make a bunch of money. It's just like, oh my goodness, this is the crypto world. You have to understand that this is how the game is played. My name is Mike, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. What do you guys think about Ethereum? Do you think Ethereum is better than Bitcoin? Are you kind of just old school and you're like, I don't want any hard forks. I want to stay with my Ethereum, or maybe you never even bought Ethereum in your entire life because you were always with Bitcoin. If you guys enjoyed this video, my name is Mike Kubera. Please hit that subscribe and like button. We're approaching $10,000 in subscribers, and we shall see you guys tomorrow. Daily video uploads, and we live stream sometimes, so stay tuned for that. Peace. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Do your research and never invest with money you can't afford to lose. Bye.